This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on.
Welcome to the From Pain to Purpose radio show. I'm your host, Eva Fulton. In this show, we explore the incredible journeys of resilience, healing, and transformation. In each episode, we will sit down with individuals who have faced unimaginable struggles and turned their pain into power, heartbreak into hope, and their challenges into meaningful change and finding new purpose in life. Through candid conversations and inspiring stories, we will uncover how pain, whether emotional, physical, mental, or spiritual, can be the catalyst for profound growth and a deeper sense of purpose. So if you are looking for motivation, insight, and real stories of triumph over adversity, you're in the right place. Let's get started on this journey from pain to purpose. Let's give veterans a voice through military broadcast talk. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? Let me get myself back on the screen. There we go. Hey, hope you all are doing well today. Today is Saturday, November 15th, the year of our Lord, 2025. Missed you guys last week. I was out on the road. I was out there traveling 3,500 miles in the last 2 weeks, and I guess in some ways really enjoying the last 2 weeks of furlough. Yes, I was on furlough and back in the office yesterday. And, it's been a journey, but, even being out on the road on Monday did not stop me from hosting a show from my truck. So I was happy to do that. In case y'all are wondering, that's the other show that I'm a co-host on called The Revivalist with Dr. Daryl Hartley. So we are, on a faith-based journey, if you will. And Monday, we will be covering chapter 3 of Genesis. And already we've had, some good conversations with chapter 1 and chapter 2 about some structure and order in life, right? I mean, in some ways, that's really what we are all kind of looking for to some degree, is some commonalities of how do we make sense of things, whether it's, on this journey from pain to purpose, or whether it's our journey in faith and, recovery and things. Could be moral injury, because that's one of the components that we talk about on the Revivalist show. But here on the Pain to Purpose show, I had outlined earlier this year that I really run on like 4 principles or 4 legs of what pain is. And that is physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And when you have one of those pain legs start teetering, for lack of a better word, then that makes the rest of the other 3 legs somewhat tenuous as well. And we have to make sure that we shore up those legs of, stability in our lives, because that's when we start, feeling the pain that can cause us to make different decisions that we wouldn't normally make. And we, forget how to communicate. Hey, I shared in one of my shows, that there's the pain theory. Spoon theory. If you look it up, theory of spoons, and we operate some days even from any of those categories, with only so many spoons in a day. But if we can help communicate with people that, hey, I'm working with 10 spoons, then that can let others know that, we have we're struggling with some stuff today. And it's a very good way to be able to communicate that it's not so much physical pain itself, because there's the happy face kind of icons that you can look at to communicate that, but this is like more of an energy, capacity, if you will, to I've got 20 spoons that I'm working with today. I can get more accomplished today than I could yesterday with 10 spoons. So we do have some people that are saying hello. Bigos 33, Bigo 81 says hi. We've got Live the Best Yes says hi. And 81 again. I guess he's in Spain. And then, hey, it's Patty Crazy Eyes. Hopefully I don't have crazy eyes, but hey, it's Patty. Welcome aboard. So we do have a great guest today. I'm going to go ahead and transition into introducing Mr. Brian Gibson. Probably doesn't like that I'm saying Mr., but I do have respect for my guests and want to make sure that I, identify people. And okay, somebody said they just farted. All right. Well, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing. So anyways, so here we go. We're going to get to our interview of the week, Mr. Brian Gibson.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey, Brian, how are you doing?
Oh, sister, I'm doing outstanding. It's a glorious day today.
It is. Yes, definitely. I thought that was kind of funny getting some of these comments coming in already. The little characters, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I got it. It's a bodily function.
They've got some digestion problems. I'm so sorry. Go do a cleanse.
Yeah.
Eat some greens. So how are you doing? I had started, I think somehow your profile had crossed my page and I friended you, and I just kept watching what was your mission about. And I was like, I need to have this guy on my show, because I am interested in the homelessness side of things. I don't know if you know anything about my story. And, whenever I'm on my show, when I'm on your show, then, I'll make sure I share my documentary on that so you can see a bit more. But I do have a homeless story. And, the journey and losing everything and, jobs and stuff like that. So, or somebody else had another. I don't need to read that. Sorry.
No, I don't, dude.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know why people put these things on there, and I don't have a way to get rid of those things. Anyhow, so let's get into what is your story. Tell us about you. 26-year Army veteran, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's start with my family's history. Is we've been serving the nation since the Revolutionary War. We can go back that far.
Okay.
My father did 30 years in the United States Navy. So I was born in Traverse City, Michigan, and I graduated high school in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
Why did I join the Army? I realized I couldn't swim that well, and as I told my father, my boots, I can walk. I don't need to tread water.
Okay. Was that to get out of going into the Navy or something?
No. My father had a little bit of pull, and he stuck me and my brothers on a Tiger cruise. I don't know if you know what those are.
No.
It's where they stick your family can go on like a little cruise on a ship,
Okay.
on a Navy ship, right?
Oh, okay.
And my father, to get rid of me and my brothers for the summer, took us from Seattle down to San Francisco out to Hawaii, back to San Francisco, back up to Seattle.
Okay.
That's when I realized, that's not my life.
Okay. Sounds
Nope.
interesting. Okay.
So I joined the United States Army as a medic because I always have the heart to help. I did 26 years. Broke my teeth, quote unquote, in Desert Storm.
Yep. I was there, obviously.
I was there with the Big Red One.
Okay.
All the way up to 2017. If the Army was on the ground, I was probably there.
Okay.
Medics were very short-staffed.
Yeah, I bet. I know a few medics, and yeah, it's a different kind of life. Very tense sometimes, I think is a good word.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as your show is, Pain to Purpose.
Yep.
Yeah, look, I know pain. I've seen it. I've felt it.
More than your fair share, I'm sure.
Yeah. And me personally, thinking I was all that strong, I started trying to drown my demons.
Oh.
Like so many veterans do.
Right.
Well, that led to the point where I had a 45 in my mouth. And then God saved my life. I play no bones about it.
Right.
Okay. He invited me. My phone rang. It was a veteran in distress inviting me to a thing downtown. And, I look back now, I was like, okay, now I see where God was doing.
Okay.
That was 2015. I retired out of the Army in 2017. Just as I was getting ready to out process, the wife of one of my best brothers calls me. Doc, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like, take a breath. I need to know what's going on. Eric is hanging in the garage. That was the straw.
Right.
He was the number. I've lost more to that demon suicide than multiple combat tours. So naturally, I went back to my father and said, you saved me?
Mm-hmm.
Me? For what? And the premise of a safe, secure place for veterans to come and find hope was put on my heart. So in 2018, I started Project Diehard. We are a faith-based, scripture-led veteran nonprofit.
There you go. I've got it on screen for folks now too. You should be able to see it.
Yeah. We are bringing hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. No joke. We do a monthly fellowship breakfast where we invite the community to come break bread with heroes, and veterans get a free meal. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Been doing that since that was the first event we started. Okay. Before COVID, that was going really, really good. Then COVID hit. But during COVID, we had the Haven of Love Christian Daycare Center reach out to us and say, hey, are you willing to come up to Makanda, Illinois and tell us about your mission? I went, of course. There it is.
Oh, you mean scroll back down?
Yeah, right there. Forward
There you
operating
go.
base rush.
Okay.
They took me through 20 acres in a 10,000 square foot building and asked if I could use this for my mission. And I went, of course, but there's no way we can afford this.
Right.
They went, good, we're donating it to you.
Wow.
Yeah. So when that building right there is completed, it will provide transitional housing for 12 single veterans and 2 veterans with their families for up to a year at no cost.
Wow. How do they get referrals to you?
Oh, we already have a waiting list.
Wow. So, but this, I think you said, is in West Kentucky, right?
Southern Illinois, Western Kentucky, we're in that little triangle.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's open to any veteran anywhere. That's the whole thing about veterans, right? We live everywhere. Before the show, we were talking about one that you helped transport.
Yes.
Okay. As I try to tell people, the easiest part of my mission is when a veteran says, hey, I'm ready for help, getting them to a facility.
Yeah.
That's the easy part. But the first thing...
what is the hard part then?
Getting the facility built.
Right.
That's the hard part.
And you told me you have quite a goal in doing this as well.
Yeah. What's laid on me is to put one of these facilities in every state. Okay?
Yes.
I can't, and we're not going into cities and things. We're going to the rural areas.
Is that where you think the biggest call is for, is in the rural areas and not so much the city areas?
The city areas, I'll take my state, for example. When you go east and you hit Louisville, there's enough veteran services there to choke a horse.
Okay.
But when you come out west here into Western Kentucky, there's not.
Why do you think that is?
Well, it's in every state. You have, let's talk about Illinois.
Okay.
You go up to Chicago. They got everything under the sun up in Chicago.
I drove through the other day, so it was quite a busy city.
Yeah, but you go to Southern Illinois, and there's nothing there. You can go to every state, and you're going to have those ups and downs of where resources are and where resources aren't.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to where we call the veteran service deserts. You know?
And I think that there's quite a bit of academic literature that supports that as well. I mean, I'm working on my PhD in public administration, focusing on female veterans and what our needs are, not for the ones that are just getting out of the military. So this is way past, that transition period. But it is the rural women and older women, and typically they've experienced some kind of MST event, military sexual trauma event, or some experience, but it's not just the women that have those experiences, it's men as well, who, who are dealing with those demons because now they've either moved past some of that, self-medication side of things, and, grappling with, what am I really remembering here? And, is somebody gaslighting me and saying, no, that really didn't happen? And, trying to ignore it doesn't make it go away.
Yeah, that's a discussion I have all the time. Well, you volunteered. Yeah, I volunteered to defend the nation.
Yeah, but you didn't volunteer to get raped, get molested,
Or go to war.
hazing or whatever, right?
Yeah, or go to war.
Well, I think that we all understand that, yes, there's a possibility of going to war. It's really the consequence of, the moral injury side that it's kill or be killed, that there are actions that you have to take to defend yourself and defend our country.
Yeah, there's actions you have to take, but we're trained to do those things, right?
Yeah, right.
No nation throughout history has ever been able to untrain us.
Well, I think that goes with, even the Marines say once a Marine, always a Marine. I mean, the same thing for us as soldiers. We're always soldiers.
Yeah, it's that. Again, I go back to this premise of veterans given so much, but yet Veterans Day was just last week, right?
Yep, Tuesday.
Veterans Day, Memorial Day are every day for me.
Yeah, you shared something with me before the show started, that you had a couple of unfortunate reports on news from people today. You want to talk about that?
Oh, I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I get emails, text messages from around the nation of veterans that lose the fight to the demons.
And you had 2 today.
I had 2 overnight. I woke up, checked my email, bing, bing, there they were.
I was reading something, I think it was an article on LinkedIn, that the numbers are really more like 44, not 22.
22 is the marketing number.
Yeah, that's a very optimistic,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's one
is too many.
Too many.
Yeah, I agree.
I cannot stress that enough to people.
Yeah.
If one veteran dies by suicide, my mission is needed.
Well, that also means that this mission is needed to give veterans a voice and share. So what's when knowing that you have a waiting list, how do you help give folks hope in the meantime?
Well, right now we do our fellowship breakfast.
Okay.
That's been going on. We brought that back 4 years ago now. We're averaging about 40 a month coming to see us.
Wow.
I love it. Before the show we were talking, I swear I got veterans coming to this breakfast that is the only time they get out of their house.
What do you think motivates them the most? It's probably not the coffee, it's the camaraderie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the time they get to spend with one another.
Right.
Talking, supporting one another, the fellowship that they have.
Yeah.
That's our outreach program, our fellowship breakfast.
Right.
Yesterday, we just kicked off because everybody tells me I have to do more. There's not much more I can do. Okay.
Right.
But if I can work it in, I will. We are so blessed here in Paducah. We have this Patriot-owned coffee company called Meredith Family Grind.
Okay.
They got 2 locations. One is on the south side of town and one is downtown. On the south side, it's walk up or drive through only. There's no seating. But their downtown one that they kicked off a couple months ago has this big back room.
Mm.
And we were talking, and they joined our Club 22. That's where restaurants can help out the mission.
Okay.
And he goes, you can use this on Fridays. Okay, cool. So now we are calling that Fellowship Friday.
Awesome.
Come, hang out with other veterans.
Right.
We got a free space to do it in.
That is a blessing. That is definitely a blessing. Do you have a VFW or American Legion or anything in the area too?
Oh, yeah, we got
Yeah.
VFWs, American Legions, DAVs, and I love them all.
Yeah.
But we each have our own little things to do.
Right. Right.
But if we all work together, imagine what we could do.
Imagine. Nope. Totally. I get it for sure. So what do you think, when I was talking about the 4 pillars of pain, which one do you think is the hardest for folks, male or female, to navigate? I mean, or is it really kind of a slippery slope between it starts with physical pain because that's the obvious. And that's why I always list it the first, right? There's you hurt your leg or your shoulder or, head or whatever. There's that physical pain, but then it's a slippery slope that the other ones start getting,
Oh, yeah.
as
You
well.
mean like the 10 pounds of titanium holding my spine together?
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got blowed up.
Okay.
But yeah, the physical pain, that physical pain that hits people, it takes your concentration off.
Yep.
Something else. Okay. And you're right, it is a slippery slope. I know for a fact the Band-Aid is, oh, here, take these pills.
Right. And now they don't want to issue those pills anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of people that I want to say got hooked on the pills and then they don't know how to get off of the pills, whatever pills they are.
And yeah, they're not going to give them anymore. So they still have the need. So where are they going to go?
Right.
They're going to go to the dark side. Oh, what does that lead? That leads to incarceration.
Yeah.
Right? Again, everything has a cause and effect.
It does. You're right. It does. And that's where I think we have to be proactive. And your concept on the coffee shop, if that helps keep people engaged and, and checking in and not staying that recluse the rest of the time, the more they can get out there and serve. There was a time I was going through a very dark time after my divorce, or actually it was during the divorce. And I had a college assignment to go and serve, other people. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm struggling right now. I need somebody to serve me. But I tell you, the biggest blessing I got was when I went and served. and the guy did serve me. It was a spiritual service that this guy, and he was homeless, not a veteran. He just was homeless in Dallas, and had this phenomenal story. And I was like, okay, God, I was not expecting that one. Just
Look,
you can tell when you've got a divine appointment.
you never. I tell everybody all the time. God doesn't do anything small.
Yep.
Right? I get people all the time, well, how do I know I'm being called? Feel it here. You're going to know it.
That's right. Yep.
You're going to know it. Like 20 acres in a 10,000 square foot building, right? Donated. Did that take the wind out of my sails? You bet your sweet bippy.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal. Yeah.
All the way home, I'm on the phone with my team. Praise God, praise God, praise God. Okay?
Yep. So I take it you have a board that supports you.
Oh, yeah.
I know you've talked about you have an IT team that helps you manage things as well. This is not Brian just trying to manage all of this.
No.
Yeah, so tell us, how did you recruit these people then?
I just share the mission. I share the mission. I protect the integrity of this mission, and I make sure my brothers and sisters get nothing but the best.
Yeah.
That's my job. And people like you helping spread this mission. I'll tell everybody, look, join the team. Don't think what you could be doing. Join the team. And then you decide, hey, this is what we need.
Right.
I can help with that.
One of my phrases that I've been using in the last 2.5 weeks was, if not me, then who?
Yeah.
It's really that simple. If not me, then who? Because at some point I talk about this in my book. And for folks that don't know, the QR code up here on the left, I am going to give a plug to my book, Welcome to My People Garden, because Brian, I'm letting you know right now, welcome to my people garden. There are divine appointments, I think, that, people come in our lives for a reason. But I have offered, donating half of my proceeds to MBR to give veterans a voice. So I'm just at least pointing that out for folks that, while the show was on, please go ahead and check out the QR code. That's the link to to my book on Amazon, because we do have to give veterans a voice. And I think it's really cool what you are doing to support veterans. And I know it's a struggle for a lot of places that, there are demands for the dollars for people to support, but there was an event that I was at several years ago in Texas, and I appreciate that you have such community support in Kentucky, in that Southern Illinois area, because the answer that this group of women, this was about women veteran homelessness and women, in general, for, women veterans for the state of Texas, and community, all of these separate breakout groups in this one big room basically all came down to the understanding that it was the community was the answer. It was not necessarily that the government had to be the only answer, or, whether it's federal, state, local, or whatever. Yes, they can be contributors, but they are not the only answer. It really comes down to the community supporting the veteran population and helping us out.
It does. It's the community. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hence our community support program.
Right.
Ministry partners.
Yep.
First partner we look for, ministry partners.
Why do you focus on ministry first? I'm just curious.
Because I know what God can do.
Yeah.
I'm not a preacher. I'm not a counselor. I'm the doer. So I need ministry partners that when my brothers and sisters say, hey, tell me more, I can go, hey, here.
Right.
Talk to this person.
You can give the warm hand off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But like I tell people, come to our events, right? Because you might have the voice a veteran needs to hear at that particular moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
You might. Who knows?
You might. That's right.
That's why I say volunteer with my organization.
Because I think the biggest thing is that people realize that they're not alone, or not as alone as that they thought they were. That if only they feel that way, and no other veterans, I mean, it's changed terms over the years. It's PTS now. It's been battle fatigue. It's
shell shock.
Right.
Yeah, there's myriads and myriads. I don't care what they call it.
Right.
Okay. When it comes to other veteran nonprofits, right? That's category number 2, resource partners. I can't do it all. I don't want to do it all.
Right.
You have a resource. I give you an office on our facilities. You see how that works?
Okay.
I get their expertise helping the veterans I serve, and they get to expand because they get an office at no cost on our facilities.
So let's say somebody's in Michigan, Texas, or whatever, and they want to join in on what you're doing to help, that local, help develop a local place in that state. Do they just reach out to you? How do they do that?
Reach out, go through our website, reach out community at projectdiehard.org.
Because there had been, I know there's a volunteer page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, where people can volunteer. Is that volunteering just locally?
No, look, we are putting a facility in every state.
Okay.
We're always looking to form leadership teams in every state that will run Project Diehard in that state.
Okay.
Right? They're going to run that branch in that state. But see, first, they got to start as a volunteer. They got to prove to us their heart's in the right place. Everything's okay.
Right. Well, because there is, we know that there are nonprofits that advertise one thing and may do something different. But I'm not saying that about your organization, but there are people, the volunteers, who go in with one agenda and it ends up being something else. Right?
No, there's only one agenda in Project Diehard. Bringing hope to heroes.
Okay. Love it.
That's the only agenda allowed here.
Okay.
Okay. We do a podcast every Monday. And I was talking with my team earlier this week because we're going to revamp some of the guidelines of that.
Okay.
Now that we got this blessing of going out to On the Mark TV, Nonprofit TV, Easy Way TV, we're expanding.
Right.
Well, now I got to tighten the reins on that. So, hey, what better place than right here on your show to explain to the community, if you want to be on the Monday Mission podcast, it better benefit a veteran.
Right.
If it doesn't benefit a veteran, Don't bother.
So what is the name? Let's see. Let me make sure I get this popped into the chat session. What's the name of your podcast so people can start following you?
PDH Monday Mission. That is our podcast. It's streamed out to all of our channels. Oh, yeah. By the way, everybody, does it cost you anything to go to YouTube and subscribe to a channel? No, it doesn't. So when you go and you subscribe to Project Diehard on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
We hit that magic number, YouTube starts paying us.
Right. Yep. And that helps, right? It helps bring in some of the revenue that you need to support your mission. Oh, I for sure understand. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean that's, and it doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
I'm not telling you to hook on the little bell. I don't care if you do or not. Subscribe to the channel.
Yep. The same thing for MBR.
Sure, yeah.
You know, I have the Mighty People Garden channel, and I have 2 radio shows and my podcast that I do, all from the same channel. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, our podcast, people said, oh, we want to know. So every Monday I go in and I give a little update.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're doing. This is what the needs are. This is our next event. This is, you know, because I believe in full transparency.
So let's talk about what I'm gonna go back to sharing the screen again, because I want to make sure we get this, that you do have a call to action for folks.
Yes, I do have a call for action, folks.
Okay.
I need, well, I'm not saying I, because I don't take a paycheck.
Okay.
The mission needs 96 more people to give $22 a month. That covers the current operating expenses of Forward Operating Base Rush.
And that's this link right here.
Yep.
Yep. So which one of these links goes for 22? I'm trying to read this and
hold on, I got to get my spectacles here.
Okay.
PDH facility right there in the middle of the biggest
this one. This is the 22.
Yep.
22 a month.
Well, they all go to the same
pot
thing.
Okay.
To the same pot. Those are other fundraisers people set up for our annual fundraiser event.
Okay.
That happens Memorial Day to the 4th of July every year. That's our Fill the Can Challenge. That's our annual big push.
So I'm putting this link in I put it in the chat again for folks to be able to find.
Yeah.
Okay.
96 people. Okay. If people go to our socials right now, we have been blessed with being, a booth was donated to us at the Paducah Christmas Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the biggest thing this time of year in Western Kentucky. So we got a free booth, right? Great. We just had a veteran donate a complete professional display booth set up.
Wow. And I shared your Facebook profile too, right? Because I know you put a lot of stuff out there on your page.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Again, there is so much stuff happening in this mission. We could literally post every 30 minutes. Just sitting here talking with you, my email has gone off 17 times.
Oh, has it really?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully all good stuff and not, not bad news. So,
Again,
yeah.
I'm just like, this is a blessing to this mission, being able to sit here and talk. Hey, you know what? Let's go back to Desert Storm.
Sure.
Who were you with?
I was with 93rd Signal Brigade. So we provided commo for the whole theater. Those lollipops.
Yeah.
The satellites. Yeah. That I was assigned to 93rd. But I was a paralegal. And I drove a deuce and a half doing the mail for the whole brigade. Tapline Road was my friend. Ish.
I was with Charlie Company 1st Engineer Battalion.
I remember seeing lots of engineers out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's go back to the Big Red One, the 1st Infantry Division.
Okay.
Ready for this one?
Okay.
World War II. My grandfather, 1st ID on the beaches of Normandy.
Wow.
Lost a testicle, one testicle, to a German machine gun.
Wow.
Okay. So I'm lucky to be here.
Right. But I was thinking by the hair of your chinny chin chin, or his chinny chin chin. Yeah. Wow. That's interesting.
Now, his son, my uncle, right? Big Red One, Vietnam.
Okay.
Me.
Big Red One.
Big Red One, Desert Storm.
Yeah.
My son, Big Red One, Iraqi Freedom.
Wow.
4 generations.
That is wild. That's got to make you feel a certain kind of way, though, right?
It wasn't planned.
Yeah.
You know.
So your son's still in?
No. He's actually a wounded warrior.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No.
Yeah. I know. I mean, we're all wounded warriors, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got a traumatic brain injury.
Hmm.
Now that is going to bring up a subject that we were batting about before the show, and I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah.
My wife called one of them big veteran nonprofits.
Okay.
And the first question out of their mouth was, does he have all his limbs? My wife went, why? Photo op.
Yeah.
I have three rules. God will never leave this mission. We will never use the suffering of veterans for profit.
Yeah.
And there's no drugs or alcohol allowed. Those are my 3 rules. If you can work within those, join my team. We'll find a place for you.
That is sad that those nonprofits do that, though. I mean, I get it. Part of it is optics, but you and I both know, and I think that's even been part of, the recent hubbub with the Washington, I'm going to say it, the Washington Post article that has caught a lot of people up on our feels that, that they because they can't see a physical injury, that it must not really exist. I beg to differ with the scars on my knees, and I've got 3 screws in each knee and a knee replacement. So, I've been collecting hardware myself.
Again, not all wounds are visible.
Right. I bet you if they were to have asked their grandfather or somebody in, one of those service areas, they probably would get a different story. But I get it. Some of those generation folks, they don't talk about it. And I think that that's been part of our generation's struggle is finding our voice to talk about it, because we were told to sit down, shut up, be seen, not heard,
Yeah,
because we're the same
again.
generation.
Yeah, again, this is the biggest thing about veteran suicide, right? We don't use the term commit, because when you commit something, that's like they committed a crime.
Right.
So we take out that negatory aspect of it, and they died by suicide. Because if you don't talk about it, it never gets fixed.
True.
I'm sorry that I don't have a sexy subject to talk about.
No, but I think heading into the holidays, it is important to talk about it. I have one of the things that I missed getting to participate in was, even the VA stand down, recently. We didn't get to do our boot drive at work. I really missed getting to do the boot and shoe drive that we have been doing for the last however number of years. So we didn't get to have that. But and we didn't get to have our Veterans Day ceremony last week either. But there are people who count on us as veterans to help each other in this community. I mean, I know that even in this area because I work in DC, that the nonprofits are there to help support us veterans, even with turkeys, the turkey drives that are going on, that the community's there helping. But sometimes we got to get out of our pride. And that's really what it is. We got to get out of our pride and ask for help. And that's where we're going to be the strongest. Just admitting that we need help is half of the battle.
Well, we launch this time every year on Veterans Day. We launch it.
Mm-hmm.
Check your vet. Hashtag check your vet. We launch that every year because of this holiday spike that's going to hit us.
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do even with SAD, where people are not getting out there and getting sunshine. They're depleting their vitamins. They're staying stuck in because it's cold outside. Every excuse under the sun to not take care of ourselves. But I always try to help people remember to go back. In basic training, they taught us the fundamentals of being able to survive. And it's really this application of those same fundamentals that they taught us in basic is applicable to as civilians as well, that it's food, clothing, and shelter. I mean, that's Maslow's, hierarchy. But you've got to stay focused and move by choice, not because somebody told you had to.
Yeah, again, that's our facilities are not a permanent fixture for a veteran.
Right.
They can come, take a class, sit around, get a cup of coffee, talk. If they really, really want the 1-year residence program, there's an application process, right? But we're a hand up, not a handout.
As it should be, just like getting out of the foxhole. So are you housing anybody right now?
Not at this time.
Okay. But when do you project to be able to house them? Do you know? It's still under construction?
96 people at $22 a month keeps the lights on right now.
Okay.
That doesn't build jack. I'm just trying to keep the lights on so it stops coming out of my pocket.
Okay.
I take nothing from this mission. I want people to understand I'm not bitching about having to cover the light bill.
No, I understand that.
I'm not. But that's why we need patrons. That's why we need volunteers. That's why we need this voice. We need to get our name out there that says, look, we are here. We're a real nonprofit.
Okay. And I think
no CEOs here.
So you got your channel that's on Mondays. You got your show, right? People can reach out to you if they want to participate on your show. And I've shared.
You got that email, didn't you?
I did get yes. Yeah.
See, folks, I only take the best.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Well, I certainly believe in giving veterans a voice. You know, there are so many, I think, crossovers with mission for us to be able to help support each other. And, you know, if we're all just trying to stay in our lane, then we're not helping anybody, you know?
No, look,
Yeah.
I want you to stay in your lane. I want you to give veterans voice.
Okay, good.
Okay. I just want to help you do it.
Yep. I appreciate it.
You
Well,
see,
thank you so much.
Because that's helping a veteran.
It is helping a veteran. Well, I'm going to go ahead and, thank you so much, Brian, for joining me. Hopefully folks find the links that I've been sharing out there and reach out to you to join your show. And I wish you much success on your mission. It's quite a lofty mission. And I look forward to watching that progress, you know, as it grows.
Thank you, and God bless for this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. So, folks, coming up next week is Doug Peterson. He's a recently published author, and I know him from back in the North Texas area. I think he's even been doing some book signings. So I look forward to having Doug on next Saturday with me. And then coming up, if I can get this one to come off of the screen, come back to this one. My son, Joshua Bailey, is coming up on November 29th. That is his birthday. Josh has quite a story, not only from his experience dealing with me. Sometimes, yes, I can be a handful, but his dad was a veteran as well. He was a 31 Charlie and passed away back in 2014. So I thought it might be, you know, good to talk to Josh about, you know, his dad. And coming up in December on the 6th is Joe Bulldog Adcox. He's a trainer. I've had some great conversations with Joe and trying to help keep me on the straight and narrow for focusing on protein. Still looking for guests on December 13th and the 20th. I get it, it's towards the holidays, but we can always pre-record as well. So I'm just throwing that out there. Brian Sims is with a different organization, and he is with, I'm brain cramping all of a sudden. He is with, I'm going to the right page. Rebirth USA. Sorry, I didn't have that in my notes. Rebirth USA. I think it's going to be a very timely conversation to have Brian on the 27th in the middle of the holidays. And then my dear friend, Samantha Jean Jasso, had a huge accomplishment this past year. And by that time, so I'm excited to have her join on the show January 3rd. She will be live in person at my house back in Texas. So I'm pretty excited about that. So we are going to finish up 2025 with my word of the year is elevate. So I think we're going to be really, you know, we have been climbing this mountain this year and giving veterans a voice and getting the word out there. So really appreciate everybody joining on. And like I said, if you're interested in being a guest on my show on December 13th or the 20th, let me know, Eva at MB Radio, or feel free to PM me on Facebook is where I'm on the most. So anyways, y'all have a great evening. Be blessed, and see y'all on Monday on the Revitalist Radio Show. Bye.
Justice Jackson, they captured Herman Goring alive.
Tell me about him.
He's the face of the Nazis. I'm gonna put Goring on trial.
Never escapes the hangman's noose. Very sure of yourself.
No man has ever beaten me. Goering has to fall.
You don't just have to win, you have to be flawless.
You're walking into a trap.
Knowing what we know now, would you still follow Adolf Hitler?
Nuremberg, rated PG-13, now playing only in theaters.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.